Hello everybody and welcome back to the pre-production meeting. This is episode 61 and I'm your co-host Josh Urquhart.
And I'm your other co-host Daniel Kogola.
And welcome back to the podcast where we talk about film news, film stuff, everything to do with film, our film progress. Dan, how are you this week, my friend?
I'm busy and a little bit nervous for upcoming projects.
Are you sad?
No.
Burnt out?
No, not yet.
Are you sure?
It could.
You got a lot on your plate.
It could be on the horizon, but right now I'm okay.
Because you do, like you said, you had a lot of projects coming up, and I warned you. You were going to get burnt out.
I'm okay for the time being.
Yeah.
It's just that there's not heaps of time between them. So I've got this big action short film that I'm working on next week, which is like an 8-day shoot or 7 days.
Mm-hmm.
And then 2 weeks after that, I've got the music video that I'm directing.
Mm-hmm.
And then 2 weeks after that, a short film that I'm directing.
Mm-hmm.
And then not too long after that, we've got your shoot, and we've also got Indy's shoot in August.
Not too long after that, that's fucked.
Yeah, so there's quite a few projects. And then in between that, like I've got some... Like this, by the end of this week, I have some editing work that I need to get done.
Oh, yeah?
And just a bunch of other things. You know that production company, Flint? I think I've mentioned them
before.
Yep, got some more PA work with them. So just like sprinkles of other things in there too.
Nice.
So yeah, I'm quite busy at the moment, but it's good.
Good stuff.
Indeed, yes.
How's the progress on your film going?
Oh, yes. Yeah, good.
A little bit. Touch on it.
Yeah, I'll speak about it more later, but
yeah.
I was working with my composer, Anthony George, absolute legend. Had a session with him yesterday where we sort of tweaked the music. So it's very close to being locked. Like I thought we locked it last night, but then I listened back to it again when I got home and I was like, oh, just there could be some tiny tweaks here. Because it's interesting because you can listen to it scene by scene and it might sound correct. But then when you watch the film as a whole, it's a different experience. So you might see, like it works for one individual scene, but then the whole piece as a whole, there are bits that don't.
So he's finished all the music?
Yeah, I mean, there's like a bunch of... It's a 10-minute film, so there's like 5 or 6 different sections of music within
that's awesome.
That. And then I also sent it to Jack, my producer.
Yep.
And he gave me feedback. He liked it for the most part. There was just one...
For the most part?
Oh, no, there was just one suggestion he made, which actually turned out to be good.
Okay, cool.
He just said extend music for the start of the film, because it cuts off pretty quickly, but he was like, if you extend it into the next scene, it will flow better.
Nice.
And I tried... Like, I just put... the sample music, I dragged it over in my editing software and it actually worked pretty well. So
fantastic.
I just have to pass that on to Anthony along with a few other tweaks and then should be sweet.
Good man. Feeling good?
Yeah, no, it's as you know, the process is always up and down about how you feel about it. Like, you'll be like, oh, I think this film's actually pretty good. And then a couple of days later, you're like, this sucks. No one's ever going to like this.
And that doesn't change.
No.
Even months and years after your projects, there's always things you can tweak.
But something that was nice to hear from my composer was he was telling me that he watches quite a bit of horror and this one had a genuine effect on him.
Amazing.
Like the scares were good. Or like the disturbing bits felt like they affected him. And,
cool.
And I said, does the ending hit home for you? Because that's the part that I really was trying to make work. And he's like, yeah, it does. So
nice.
Okay, good. That's what I want. So
amazing.
Yeah.
Has anybody else seen it? Like seen
I mean, Jack has.
Yeah.
Because Jack's seen it the whole way along.
Yep.
And a few other people have seen parts of it, like John Luca and my friend Mickey Puglisi, who works for ILM.
Yep.
He's seen it and he helped with a little bit of visual effects stuff in there. So yeah, a few people I've shown along the way and gotten feedback off and stuff. But I don't like showing too many people when it's still a work in progress.
Yeah, of course.
Just people that I trust and that understand that it's not a complete product. So,
of course, mate.
Yeah.
I like it.
And how are you this week?
I'm good. I think, like I was saying to you before the podcast, I mean, going off what you said, it's an up and down process. And I feel like I'm kind of in that stage now where there's a lot to do, but it all counts on a certain thing happening, which hasn't happened yet. Like the locations. Like once we lock in this specific location, and then this can happen, this can happen, this can happen, this can happen, this can happen. And the longer we leave it, the more stressed I get.
I've been having a bit of troubles with locations with the music video, actually.
Yeah. Oh, really?
Because we wanted to film in this forest near Barrel.
Oh, and getting released from the...
Yeah, and like we wanted to get permits for it, but they were like, oh, it's going to cost this much. And not only that, but they want you to have all these safety officers and all these people, and it was just so complicated. And I was like,
permits, bro.
we're better off like finding an Airbnb that has a bushy area that we can
Yeah.
film in, or just some other, or just find a different forest where they're more chill. Like we're looking at the northern beaches now instead of down south.
Okay.
And so just scoping out a few different options, and
Yeah.
it'll eventually all come together, but it's just leading up to it.
The thing about permits, they take forever to hear back from as well. Like you apply, I remember the permits that I can't remember what we were thinking of. We purposely avoided permits in Osmar because I think we were thinking of shooting in a park for once, and just the permits were just too much of a fucking anal process.
I had this issue when we did Falling, because there's that scene at the train station. There's like a couple shots inside the train and outside the train station. And I was emailing the council, and they were like,
they just don't.
They're the worst.
Yeah.
Like they were like, yeah, you can film there. And then it was so much back and forth. And then they kept giving me different train stations. Like, you can't film here, but you can film here. And then they kept going back and forth. Like, yeah, you can have it, and actually you can't. And then eventually we were like a week out, and they hadn't confirmed anything with me. So I was like, you know what, stuff it. I'm just going to show up on the day and film it.
Yeah, bro.
And we just tried to make it inconspicuous. We just rocked up with a camera and shot it, and it turned out great, and no one cared.
Would you do that for the forest? Would you guerrilla it?
Well, here's the issue. We have to do things by the books, because it's not just a bunch of students making a short film. There are bigger people at play. There's management.
Oh, but you do hear stories of big productions just going to guerrilla sometimes, but...
Yeah.
It depends who you got on as producer, I guess. But if there's...
that too.
Yeah, that too.
But
okay.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
There's other things, though. There's also the fact that we have the young girl in it, the one that you suggested.
Yes. Oh, yeah. Awesome.
Yeah, and it's like, you know, when there are kids in the film as well, like, you don't want to take risks, you know, you want to do things right. So
that's fantastic. Yeah. No, but yeah, that's kind of what's been happening with me. I've just been stressed.
Yeah.
And just like, I feel like I'm kind of in the same position as well as last week. And now we're just waiting on people, and we've just been so fucked around by locations.
Yeah.
It's all locations, bro.
It's annoying.
So stressful. I remember leading up to Osmar, locations we didn't lock them in until like a month out.
Locations are always a pain. Hey?
They are.
It's, like you find something you love and then you just can't get it, or like they're just being really stingy. Or
and like, especially when you're shooting in people's Airbnbs and stays and whatever, because they think and as Taha keeps putting it, you know, he's calling these people, and as soon as they hear filming, they think you're going to do an Avengers Endgame kind of thing in their basement or their living room.
Either that or something a little bit more adult related.
Yeah, or Taha called, the first thing they asked, are you doing porn?
Yeah.
Bro, literally, that's what they asked him. But yeah, no, I'll kind of touch on that in the progress. But no, yeah, that's it, man. Let's get into the wrap up of the week.
Let's do it.
Have you been seeing some things?
So I've seen...
And not just the ghosts that you see in everyday life.
Damn, that's dark.
Yeah.
I've seen 2 things in the past 2 weeks, has it been?
Okay. I actually don't know.
Seen heaps.
Yes, it's been 2 weeks. Yeah. I haven't seen heaps as well.
So I watched Pearl last night.
Yep.
It's the prequel to X.
Yep.
And I really like X. And I heard a few people said that Pearl was even better than X. I don't think it was better. Mm-hmm. It's a good follow-up. It's a good prequel. It's slightly different.
Okay.
But it's a little bit slower. But you get to see Mia Goth shine. She is great. Like, there's one scene in particular where it's like a 6-minute shot that literally just stays on her face.
That's freaking
as
awesome,
she's like
man.
opening up about being a psychopath, basically, to this other
one shot.
Yeah, and it's just her,
I love that.
Her saying,
That's
like, I think
powerful,
something's wrong with me, all this stuff, and goes into her psyche.
Like a monologue.
And she's like crying and all this stuff. Yeah, and it's like, you're like, wow.
Imagine doing that, and then at the end, they're like, yeah, sorry, we didn't get sharps. And then they have to do it all again, bro.
Oh, man. Or like a plane went over or something.
Yeah, bro. Oh, ridiculous.
Yeah, that would be the worst.
Yeah, that's cool. Is that X? Are they releasing a sequel?
Yeah,
called
third
Maxine?
One. Yeah, so they've pumped out this trilogy really quick.
What is it? Is it horror? Is it A24?
Yeah, it is A24.
Is it? Okay.
So directed by T West. He's done all 3 of them. It's the same story more or less. Do you know anything about them?
No.
So the first one is about a bunch of porn stars that go to like this abandoned
maybe I have
cabin, or like this old lady lives there.
Okay, yeah.
And then weird things start happening.
Okay,
people
cool.
start getting killed, etc.
Yep,
Typical horror kind of stuff.
Yep.
But it's the style of it that makes it so good.
I was about to ask.
Visually, it's just amazing. And then you've got the prequel, which is about the old lady when she was younger, and she was similar to so it's interesting because the protagonist is played by Mia Goth in both films, but they're 2 different characters. if that makes sense.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, and in X, she also plays two characters, but looks completely different.
Oh my gosh.
So in X, she's the main character, right?
No spoilers.
No, I won't.
Okay, all right.
So
cool.
in X, she's the main character.
Yep.
She's the protagonist, and she's also the antagonist, this old lady. But they put makeup on her, so she's unrecognizable, yeah?
Okay, yeah.
And then when you watch Pearl, she is the younger version of that old lady. But it's just Mia Goth again.
Right, okay.
So...
And is she going to be in Maxine as well?
Yeah, and I think she's playing the same character that she was in X.
Mm-hmm.
But it kind of works because when you watch Pearl, like her acting, she seems so different that you think of them as different characters.
Okay.
But yeah, it's really well done. It's an interesting creative choice.
Yeah, I'm going to watch it.
Yeah, no, it's really good.
Nice.
Both of them are worth a watch, and I'm keen for the new one.
Hey, Tony, that's a really interesting... I wouldn't say it's a bit different, but going from like the movie and then to the prequel and then the sequel.
Yeah.
Does that happen quite a bit, you reckon? Because it's usually like the main one, the sequel, and then the prequel.
Yeah, but I kind of like how they did it though.
Yeah.
But it doesn't happen often, does it?
No, it doesn't.
Can you think of any other examples where that's happened?
Oh, man, not really. I'm trying to think of... Oh, no, I know the Kingsman have the Kingsman movie, and then they have the sequel, and then they go back and do the Kingsman.
I think you more often see sequel than
before
prequel
the
than
prequel.
prequel than sequel. Yeah. It was an interesting way to do it.
Amazing, cool.
I don't know if that was his plan the whole time to release it in that way. If it just happened, but yeah.
I'm going to watch it.
Yeah, so I gave that one 4 stars. Both of them I gave 4 stars.
Nice.
Pretty good.
Yep.
And then, the other thing I watched, which I really loved, was what's it called again?
Ozma?
Why have I just had like
Baron?
a brain blank? What did I watch?
Baron? The other Baron?
Oh, Baby Reindeer.
Baby. Oh, yeah. So you go there 5.
Yeah.
Cuz what?
Spoiler. But
okay.
Yeah,
sorry.
no, it was. I was blown away by this show.
Wow.
One of the most addictive shows that I've watched in a long time. Like, you know how I am with my unable to commit to shows.
Bruh, my friends have been commenting on that
really?
thing of
What'd
yours.
they say?
Honestly, they agree with you. And I'm like,
really?
what? You're all psychopaths then.
Like I sat down, I was like, I'll just watch the first episode of this show just to see what it's about.
Okay.
And then ended up watching 3 episodes.
See, I already know the whole story because I've just seen people
It's still
talking
so
about it.
worth watching.
Is it?
Yeah, it's amazing. Like the fact that it's based on a true story makes it even.
And the main guy is the main guy.
Yeah. Which is like, it's so interesting because he plays... Well, he was a comedian, but an unsuccessful comedian. But obviously, he's an incredible storyteller and dramatic actor because he's incredible in this show, which is so funny.
What a weird type of therapy, going back to relive your trauma to kind of...
Yeah. I wonder if that definitely was an aspect of it for him. But I wonder how it would have been for him having to recreate a lot of those. Because
I don't know, man.
I think he's changed it a little bit to make it more dramatic. Yeah, he did say that, but I don't think he's changed it heaps.
Yeah, okay. Have you seen the backlash? Not the backlash, but they found like the real woman.
Oh yeah, that it's based off.
Yeah, and she had an interview with like Piers Morgan. Or
but didn't she get
it was.
paid like $1 million to get interviewed? That's
Yeah,
what
I think
heard.
so, something like that. Yeah, no, fair enough. You loved it, yeah. 5 out of 5.
Yeah, no, it's like everything about it. So yeah, as I said, it hooks you. The way it's structured as well, because it starts you off with the character and his situation.
Yeah.
So the protagonist, then we meet Martha, which is this lady that keeps on stalking him, and you see their dynamic and how she, and then he sort of you start to they're such interesting flawed characters because you see how like pathetic he is because he brings it upon himself in a way.
Right.
Like there are so many times when he can get out of it, but he just keeps going back to her, like keep dragging him back in.
Yeah.
Because in a messed up, twisted way, he likes the validation that she gives him.
Yeah, that's whack. Eh?
Yeah, and it really goes into his psyche and like how he like despises himself but likes the drama and all this stuff. And then it goes into how he starts dating this trans woman and their relationship, and then it circles back into his past as well and other things that have happened that have led to him there.
Yep.
So, and just the way everything's tied together in the structure is just so brilliant. And
nice.
The way thematically everything comes together, and yeah, just how you see these flawed characters, how well they're written. I mean, they're based on real people, so it makes sense. But
did he write it? Is it surely?
He did. The show... do you care about like mild spoilers? I mean, it's based. No. It like
mild spoilers alert.
Yeah, at the end, you see him start to type the script.
No way.
Yeah, so like
that's cool.
He starts writing like how the show starts. Basically.
Wow.
Yeah. It's like she came in and
That's an epic
asked
way
for
to-
a cup of tea, which is like how the show starts.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Maybe I'll get.
It's sick.
Give that a
Yeah.
watch.
You would like it's worth a watch. It's amazing. I loved it.
Cool.
So, yeah,
Awesome.
5 stars for that one.
Were those the only 2 things?
Yeah. Yeah.
So I've seen 2 TV shows and 1 movie. I'll touch on the TV shows first. So I watched X-Men 97
Oh yeah.
and incredible. So I wasn't a fan of sorry, not a fan. I never watched the originals back in the 90s or whatever it was. But I don't think I needed to. I watched like a couple recaps just to get me up to date kind of with what the whole dynamic and stuff of it was. And I loved it.
So what is this show? It's like the style of X-Men in...
Yeah, so it was. It's continuing the story from the 90s cartoon.
Oh, wow.
Which is cool, and it's in the style of how it was back in the day, just like touched up. And
Oh, that's cool.
the animation is so epic.
Yeah.
It is so cool. And
I've
it's
seen
got
nothing
such,
from it.
it's getting such amazing reviews.
I've heard it's good,
and
but I've seen nothing about it.
that's good because what drew me into it was I was following just the reactions of it online and just seeing everybody loving it. And I'm like, I'm not like a big fan of the X-Men. Like I'm not a big fan of that franchise after the movies and stuff like that. Like I like Logan and whatnot. And what drew me in was I saw on Twitter just a bunch of spoilers for the last episode. And I'm like, no way. And then I was like, fuck it, I'll give it a go.
Yeah.
And I watched it and I loved it.
Okay. Lockie was telling
loved
me
it.
there's one episode he watched like 12 times.
Yes, so I didn't get Lockie on it. It was already on Lockie's list, but I was like, bro, you got to watch it. I don't know if that influenced him to watch it a bit faster than he did, but he loved. There's one episode, and he told us like when we had the boys catch up the other week that it was probably the best episode of TV show ever created.
Oh my god.
And that's come from Lockie. I agree. I don't know about the best, but it's definitely one of them. You know how The Last of Us had that episode with Nick Offerman and stuff like that. Like that was one of the greatest episodes of TV for me. The X-Men have this particular episode which just blows fucking everybody away.
Yeah, right.
It was really good, and I think because I just had no expectations of it all, and it was just like it hit every box. Like it wasn't too political, but it was political. I think there's a lot of things that people can relate to. The whole X-Men theme of it all is hiding who you really are.
Yeah.
So like a lot of people can relate to that and stuff. But it's I don't know. The team is amazing. I'll tell you what's really good is that it doesn't. For the longest time, I thought the X-Men it was Wolverine and the X-Men, right? This show truly concentrates on every single one of the X-Men, and you really fall in love with every single one of the characters.
That's
and
cool.
It's not just Wolverine. He's like, it's every single character you love by the end of it. It's only like 10 episodes. They're about half an hour each. Such an easy watch, but I kept watching it, kept being like, I gotta continue watching and watching and watching. And I hope, and I've seen that people want to revive all the other old animated shows like Spider-Man from the 90s, the Avengers from the 90s. I don't even know if that was a cartoon or not, but it was really, really cool, really enjoyable as well, and actually got me quite excited for live action X-Men. But I now fear that I've seen the peak of
You mean the Marvel one?
the Marvel.
Yeah, right.
So now I've seen, I feel like, the peak of X-Men, and that's what everybody's saying, just like the best kind of portrayed X-Men. So now I'm very hesitant, excited but hesitant to see how Marvel kind of.
Do you think Deadpool 3 will be good?
I'm super excited for Deadpool 3. I've already got tickets to advanced screenings.
I should probably buy some soon.
Yeah. I think it's all. I mean, all the Deadpool movies are great.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. I might touch up on my X-Men knowledge. I wasn't a big fan of the original X-Men movies. I didn't really give.
I've actually only seen Days of Future Past
Yeah.
and Logan. That's it.
Yeah. Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay. I swear I've seen the others. Must have been ages ago. But I remember watching Days of Future Past. I saw Logan. I swear I've seen the others as well. But it will be interesting.
Logan's amazing.
Logan is amazing, and I'm excited for Deadpool and Wolverine, and from what they've released, they're not revealing a lot, which is good.
Yeah.
But yeah, watching this animated series has given me a whole new outlook on the X-Men overall. So yeah, really excited about that. Get onto that if you haven't watched it. It's really worth it, and it's such an easy watch as well.
Yep.
The other TV series I've watched was the first 4 episodes that have been released of Bridgerton. The new series.
Season?
Yeah. Have you seen the other seasons?
No.
Oh man. It was
What's the story of this new one?
Soft porn.
No, I mean of the new season.
Yeah.
Oh, it wasn't that what the other 2 were?
Yeah. That I think that's what everybody just loves about it. I mean, you know what I've realized? When I talk to women about it, and maybe this just may be an overgeneralization, don't cancel me, but the women that I've talked to in my life, they're drawn to the show due to that reason.
Yeah.
Is because it's basically soft porn.
Yeah.
But then I talk to the men about it, and they're drawn to it for a different reason, such as the way that it's made, and like the setting of it, the costume, the production design and stuff like that. And it's funny just to see the two kind of sides of things. But this is just of what I've like got of. Do not come at me. This is what the people in my life that I've talked to, okay? They all say the same thing. But I watched it, and no, it was good. It was good. They focus on these 2 characters.
Is each season like a new love interest?
Yes, basically, and like a different member of the Bridgerton family, basically.
Right. Oh, that's kind of cool.
Yeah, so it's all based on these books, and they kind of, in my opinion, focused on 2 of the lesser characters this season, and I wasn't sure about how, you know, we're going to go about it and how interested I was going to be.
Wait,
but
so like, is it the side characters from the other season?
Yes.
Are main characters?
Yes,
okay.
correct.
Oh, okay, cool.
So that's what they kind of do each season.
Oh, I kind of like that.
Yeah, and it was side characters that I wasn't big fans of, but I feel like, you know, it's just you get so wrapped up in everything, and you just tend to like it, and that's what I thought it was great. The first 4 episodes. What I don't like, and I think I mentioned this before, is how they are releasing TV series, and this is what they did to Invincible. Half, and then a couple months later release the other half, and it's like, for me, it just kills the hype. It kills the hype, and leaves us on a cliffhanger or whatnot. And I guess they just want to get people talking about it and you know, excited for the next season and build it that way. I think it does the complete opposite.
Yeah, I think it can definitely work out worse.
Luckily,
do you think it's because they're still finishing it, or it's just like
maybe
a marketing ploy?
Yeah, I think you would hope it's a marketing ploy. But I thought it was great. Go watch it. They had a little tease to the second half of the season, which is good. And I mean, Bridgerton's a bit different. They're releasing it in like a couple of weeks compared to like a couple months, which is still, I'm just like, what's the point?
How many episodes? 8 episodes?
I think there'll be 8 episodes in total. There's 4 at the moment. But yeah, no, it's, I thought it was great. Go watch it. Not as strong as the other seasons. I like season 2. Nah, you know what? I like season 1 and 2 are very strong, both of them. Season 3, I mean, we still haven't seen the rest of it, so maybe it will, maybe it'll get better. But
you like your romance films, don't you?
I do, mate. Puppy Love, have you seen it yet?
Not yet. I'm actually going to check it out just to see if it lives up to the hype.
It probably won't, to be honest. I think I was just in a good mood.
That's good.
In a good mood, yeah. Yeah, I don't know, man. Go watch it. I want to hear your thoughts on it. Sure. But yeah, what else have I seen? To be honest, there's a lot of movies out at the moment and coming out, and I just literally... It's funny because when I do have the time, there are no movies out, and I go see movies like fucking Boy Kills World, right? Which is the only thing out. And then when I have no time, all these amazing movies are coming out.
Yeah, I know.
So I had to make the choice of which one I had like a free day, the first in ages, the other week. And I was like, what am I going to go see? So I went and saw Imaginary Friends, John Krasinski's new movie. I thought it was really good. It wasn't amazing, but it was really good.
Did you see it on your own? Or?
Yeah. Yeah, man. there was one other guy in the cinema.
Did you have to whack a few screaming kids?
No, I didn't. There was one other guy in the cinema. Oh. One other guy in the cinema, and I feel like I was struggling to give it like over 4.2. I really wanted it to be better, but I know, very specific, eh? And then I was watching like reviews on it, and they made really good points. Like, there's a lot of stuff that it's just like the plot is a bit how you're going, and like some of it doesn't. Like, I was struggling to follow the plot. Not follow the plot, but like a lot of it was like how do I explain it? The plot was very open-ended and you didn't really know the characters, like what are they aiming towards,
Right.
like the
You
whole
didn't know their
time.
motives.
No, you didn't really know.
their goals.
Like you kind of get like an overgeneralized idea of what's going on, but then you're left trying to fill in these plot holes by yourself.
Right.
But I feel like the movie's good enough to kind of like let you
can
forget
gloss
about
over
it
it a little bit,
Yeah, and it's a lot of hand waving. Like
It is also for kids. But I don't think
it's
that's
not,
an excuse.
though. I don't
is it?
know. I think it's that's I think also where the movie fails. I think that it doesn't have a specific target audience.
Right.
I think the tone of it is a bit all over the place. In sometimes it's for kids, and then other times you're talking about themes that kids would have zero ideas about.
Right.
Like it gets really deep and hard. And it's really all over the place. I was really hoping to like it, and I really did, but I just didn't love it. I gave it. My scores were changing all over the place. I think 4 out of 5. I still gave it because for half the movie I was crying.
Because it was emotional.
Yeah, it was really.
Wow.
Yeah, I don't know. Honestly, from like the first scene, I felt something in my stomach, and I'm like, oh god, this is not going to be good for me.
Sure, it wasn't your lunch. Come
No,
on.
no, bro. It was just there's something so beautiful and innocent about it. Krasinski, I feel like he tries a bit too hard, but what's his name? The composer, Michael. Giacchino, whatever his name is. He composed the music for it, and the music is perfect. It follows the tropes of like La La Land, where it's like one kind of tune over and over again, just differently. But it works. It works, and I think the music combined with I know it was gonna destroy me. I didn't know going into it, but I knew from the first scene. I'm like this is gonna take us on a journey, and it did. And it was a bit for everybody, which I think kind of fell not in its favor. But it was very emotional. I think the themes were pretty strong. There were a couple twists which I've heard people saw coming, but I didn't, which were good. They market Ryan Reynolds as like the main character, but he's more like a side character. And this little girl is the character. She's pretty good. She's pretty good. Krasinski's in it. Like he acts as the dad in the movie.
What's his role? Did
he directed it? He wrote it. Co-produced it with Ryan Reynolds. I'm pretty sure. Okay. But I love John Krasinski as a director. I think he has he's very in tune with the consistency of themes in his movies and tone, which is why it was a bit confusing seeing this was all over the place. I think that the themes were consistent, but the tone, it would go from like really childish to not so childish. But for half the movie I was in tears because it was just emotional. I wouldn't say it was great, but it was emotional, and it evoked emotion out of me, which is why I gave it a 4 out of 5. If I wasn't crying, then I think I would have given it a 3.5.
Yeah.
But it evoked that emotion out of me, which it must be doing something.
It's
right.
hard not to give a film a high rating when it brings.
Exactly. And I think it does have a lot of lessons and themes that I think everybody should go see it. I would recommend it 100%. I think maybe it was just me that was picking onto these things. And I usually don't. I feel like when a movie's good, I don't latch onto these. But the tone was a bit all over the place here and there. But like I said, you can get over it just because how like really in touch with the themes it is. So go see it. I'm really interested to see someone other than myself that has gone to see it in my circle. That's I think that's all I've seen recently. I really haven't had time to go see anything else. Yeah, my friend. Nice. Progress.
All right. Got the action short film that I'm working on.
Yes.
That's an 8-day shoot. And I've mentioned this before because it's like obviously not funded by a big studio or anything. It's a lower budget film. Yeah. Sometimes when you're in certain roles, you have to step up a little bit. So I've had a little bit of, I guess, like jobs that would generally be considered producer things that I've had to do. As AD? Yeah, like today I was asked to look at catering, but then at the same time he was like, that's not really your job. Like, just talk to one of the other associate producers and they can sort it out. I'm like, okay. It's a lot of liaising, like going back and forth between people and just like adding stuff to a spreadsheet and getting all the cast and crew up to date. And there's a lot of people on this film. On one day in particular, it's towards the end of the shoot, 35 people on set.
Holy shit.
So it's pretty daunting.
All crew?
Well, that's a mix of cast and crew.
Okay.
But it's this is the big action set piece.
Mm.
We're filming in the Oxford Art Factory.
Mm-hmm.
So, a bunch of stunts because people are obviously bashing each other. There's going to be breakaway bottles and all that cool stuff.
Yeah,
so
cool.
It's going to be really fun to shoot.
Yeah, I can imagine, man. Yeah,
and there's some great crew members and the cast are awesome. We did a table read together and they bring so much to the script because it's one thing to see it on paper.
Yeah.
But then when you really see the lines being brought to life and what the actors bring to it, and just little suggestions that they'll make and things, it just really brings it to life, and it's awesome. Those are the little things that make me excited about filmmaking.
Awesome.
Just seeing those little things.
How was Martin?
Yeah, good, amazing. I was having a good chat to him the other day, actually.
Okay, cool.
Because he was saying that he really likes the podcast, actually. And
cool.
He said he
Amazing.
likes this segment the most, where we talk about progress, because he relates to it.
Cool.
Which is awesome. So thank you for listening, Martin. We
Thanks,
appreciate
Martin.
it tenfold.
Love ya.
Cool. And we're also talking about my short films, because I just put a bunch of my short films on YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
And they've been racking up quite a few views, actually.
Yes, that's right. Yep.
So I put up a director's reel, which has about 20,000 views right now.
Holy shit.
Yeah, and then Falling, my last short film, a romance film, has about 12,000 views right now.
Amazing.
Yeah, and then I think it drops off a bit after that, but the next one is 1,500 views.
Yeah,
so
cool. And you released them all at once?
Oh, I waited a few days in between them.
Okay,
but
cool.
Yeah, you never know what the algorithm's going to pick up, what it's going to like. But
of course.
It's nice, and I tell you what, it is addictive when you start to see those views go up, and I was checking analytics every day, just watching the subscribers go up.
Yeah.
And it's because it's such visible progress that people like what you're putting out there.
Do you get many comments or no?
That's the strange thing, actually. I haven't really been getting many comments.
It happens.
Yeah.
Yeah, you rarely get comments or likes for that fact.
But then that makes me wonder, is it because... So one of the reasons I didn't put out Falling initially was just because it was a non-linear story originally. And then it didn't really work in the edit, so I rearranged it. But because of that, I felt like the story was a bit generic. It didn't have much to say.
Mm-hmm.
And then that makes me think, when people are watching this and they're not commenting, does this story not have... do people feel like there's not much to say about it, so they're not starting a conversation in the comments? No. I don't know.
Bro, people can't be bothered commenting. You see on these huge, million-viewed YouTube, bro, there's a couple hundred comments.
Yeah.
Nobody comments these days.
Oh, sometimes. You still see discussions sometimes.
Yeah, sometimes for the bigger creators, 100%. But I wouldn't use that to base off feedback or whatnot. Okay. I make an effort to go and like everybody's films that I've watched on YouTube just because I know how hard it is to kind of make them. But then again, not everybody has a YouTube account. People are watching these without YouTube accounts and they can't comment, they can't like kind of thing. So
did you end up finishing Falling? Because you said you watched.
No, I haven't yet. No. What
did you think?
I watched it at work, so I got caught up with something like that. No, I thought it was good. Yeah.
It's not my favorite thing.
That's all right. We all come from somewhere, bro.
The disappointing thing is that everyone did such an amazing job on it, and
I thought the actress was really good.
Oh yeah, everyone the acting was great. The cinematography was amazing.
Yeah,
everything I loved about it. It's purely just myself. The way I wrote it and the way I had to restructure it that made me feel like it's not my strongest work.
Yeah.
And thematically it could have just... There are some scenes in there I really like, some golden moments, but it's just overall I think it's a little bit muddy and just doesn't pack as much of a punch as it could have. But it's all a learning experience.
Exactly, mate.
So yeah.
That's
hopefully
good.
Baron is a little bit better.
100% it will be, mate. But we were talking about this before this start. I think it was a good conversation to have on. But for the longest time, it was kind of shunned upon to release your work onto YouTube, thinking that people wouldn't take it seriously and stuff. Sure. But now after, what was that movie? Everything But Nothing at All or something like that?
Oh, what's it called? Indie, do you know what it's called?
No, it's something like Everything But Nothing at All. It's a YouTube video, a YouTube short film that's going viral at the moment. Racked up a couple mil views, and Darren Aronofsky messaged a guy drop out of Harvard.
Well, the crazy thing is that he's just a high school kid when he directed it.
Bro, insane. And I watched it.
But
delivering, making shit at that age.
mind you, like he must have some sort of. I mean,
Yes,
he had a
yeah.
$40,000 budget, so he could hire industry professionals.
Bro,
and
yeah,
also,
of course, mate,
the main actor, it's the kid from Gotham.
Gotham,
right? So
yeah,
he had
like,
some
it's-
connections.
yeah,
you know
of
what I mean?
course,
So
of course.
he had to step up. But that being said, he still has undeniable talent. Like,
And he's the youngest guy to sign with a Hollywood studio deal or something like that.
which is amazing. And like, he's not the first example of this.
No.
Like, you know, the Lights Out, David Sandberg, the Rucka Rucka Boys.
Rucka
there's
Ruckas,
quite a
yeah.
few people that are coming from YouTube into the film industry.
I think it's the thing now to put your stuff on YouTube to kind of gain. And this is what even old mate producer that I had the meeting with the other week said is put your stuff out there and earn kind of a following that way. And I'll tell you what would really be good as well is releasing these on TikTok, because if that shit goes viral on TikTok.
Yeah, but then it has to be short. Like
No,
really
not necessarily.
short.
You can do it in parts. I don't know. TikTok's a
Will people
weird
watch
one.
it though?
Yeah,
it
TikTok's
is
a
hard.
really weird one, but it's probably the most viral
I could
these
definitely
days.
see that happening at some point though. Like some creator makes some
Yeah.
really cool stuff on TikTok and then gets a movie deal somehow.
Oh, for sure. And I think that's already happening, to be fair.
Yeah, cool.
And there's a lot of these vertical productions. But I think YouTube, I think the days of thinking that if you put your shit on YouTube is not, serious now is over. I think...
For sure, yeah. And actually, this is an interesting topic.
Yeah.
Because you've got the whole thing about film festivals being like, if you premiere your short on YouTube, you can't submit it to a festival.
Yep.
But then it raises the question of, do you think it's more advantageous to put your film online or put it in a festival?
Well, here's the thing.
Either way, it's being seen by people.
A lot. But why not try the festival circuit first and
Yeah.
then go on YouTube?
Yeah, no, there's no reason you can't, but you have to wait like a year.
Yeah, I know.
Because by the time you've submitted to all the festivals and seen whether you're eligible or not, it's a long time has passed.
What I don't get is that this guy, right, with the video that went viral, he put it on YouTube and he's like, I didn't get into any of the big festivals, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
Then put it on YouTube. But then you check all the awards in the bio.
Yeah.
He's got into all these festivals. I don't know what he's on about.
that
And
kinda
then I'm
sounds
like,
like
but then,
rubbish.
I'm like, I think it's just a bit.
Unless he put it on YouTube and then the festivals that accepted it were certain ones
that don't
care. Because there are some, but I think they're lower tier ones.
They are. I mean, some of them are ones that some of them are medium tier.
Yeah.
I don't think there's any lower tier ones. I think they're medium and high tier ones that he's gotten into.
Right, yeah.
But yeah, it's just cool seeing, people getting somewhere off YouTube these days. And I think that definitely that's a route I'll go down when when Ozma finishes.
Yeah, well, I think I want to do that with my films from now on. Like do a festival run and then when it's done, put it on YouTube. Because I definitely think that Baron could actually have some longevity on YouTube. Like it's a 10-minute horror short film, and there's heaps of horror films on YouTube that have heaps of views.
Amazing. And you see people like David Sandberg who start off with horror, then go on to do different things.
Yeah,
and
which that would be like a dream for me.
I think
I do love the horror and thriller genre. That's where I would like to live for the most part. But I'm also there's also so many ideas I love from different genres.
Yeah,
I'd love to be able to experiment.
Well, especially now that you're a cinematographer.
Shut up. I love to shoot stuff. I don't know if I would.
What are you?
I'm everything.
Oh, bro.
You know what I realized the other day? Like, on my journey up, there were all these things I thought I wanted to do. Like, I want to do ACing, or I want to be a director. I want to do this and that. I mean, sorry, I wanted AC, I wanted DOP, I want to do all this stuff.
Yeah.
I realized my end goal was always just directing.
Yeah, of course, man.
And it was like when I was thinking about ACing, it was like, in my mind, I was like, okay, I'll be an AC so that I can eventually be a DOP. So I can eventually be a director.
Okay.
And then I just like streamlined it. I'm like, you can absolutely do it that way. But I think it's really vital to be completely invested in what you're doing when you're doing it. So and I don't think that would have been possible for me to do as an AC.
Okay.
Because I think director was always my goal.
Yep.
And if I was like an AC, for example, it's long hours on film sets, and you need to be sharp. You need to be on it.
It's so technical.
And I just knew that I would have been dreaming of directing when I was ACing, and I wouldn't have been as good as some of these other guys.
Yeah, for sure.
So I think it was the best decision to just streamline it and just go straight for directing.
And you're good at it as well.
Thank you.
You've got it. You're very good at communication, and
Thank
I think
you.
you're kind of experience. This is what I wish that I had. What you do is your camera knowledge. Like it does help when you're talking about lenses and stuff, and when you can communicate really good with a DP. Yeah. And I think your experience on all these sets and stuff has really helped you. That's one thing that I really like how you direct.
I mean, you can always brush up on that, and I think
for sure. 100%.
I would say my weakness right now is probably I don't think I know enough about performance as I could. Like really, just fine tuning and getting the most out of actors. Like I know how to communicate with actors and talk to them about performance and rehearsals and stuff, but sometimes in those crucial moments,
getting them to that point.
Yeah, and sometimes I'll look back at my footage later and be like, oh, like we could have done that. I mean, you're always going to feel that way. Yeah. But I think if the more I practice, I think that's the one thing I really want to get really good at, just absolutely nailing those performances from actors and getting the best out of them. Because and there's other things, like different actors come from different backgrounds. Some are more experienced with theater, right? And then you might bring them to screen and then there's a camera in front of their face and they're like a deer in headlights or
they're still acting like they're trying to yell to the people in the back row.
Yeah, exactly. And it's like and you got to explain to them, look, like
dull it down.
All you need to do is move your eyes and that says something to the audience. You don't need to throw your arms up. Yeah. You know?
No, 100%.
Like less is more on screen.
100%. I think that's what Taha's been really good at. You're talking about learning how to get performances out of people. He's bringing that side, which I'm learning from him each day, on how to talk to these actors and kind of get that performance. But yeah, anyways, continue with the progress for your week, my friend.
What else? So we got the action film.
Yep.
Got the music video coming up in a month. So we're just trying to lock in casting for that. So it's just that it's pretty simple though. So we've got the main artist. She's like the main subject in it, protagonist, if you will. And then we've got the little girl we've got Zara, who's going to play the younger version of her.
So what happened? Because you went to was it her eye color or something at first?
Oh, she has a different eye color to the artist. So I was like, oh, I'm not sure if it's going to work. Yeah. But I sent the Instagram to the artist and she's like, yeah, I really like her.
Cool.
So
amazing.
I think you do see it happen in movies sometimes. Like it's not the end of the world if someone's got a different eye color. And in this context, we're not going to see her close up for that long. It's fine. It's not the worst thing. Easy. And then there's a male lead as well. So we're just looking at a few different options to lock that in. What else? And then it's mostly like outdoor locations, so it's just getting permits and that kind of stuff. Yeah. Other than that, it's a pretty straightforward music video, not too complex, which is good. My main concern right now is locations, and once we have that confirmed, I
feel you, brother.
Sweet. Yeah. And Dave also sent me some screen grabs from. Like he was using the lens that we're going to use. Like he did a couple of tests and sent them to me just to show like how the flare looks. Looks really nice, so I'm really excited for the cine.
Amazing.
And then what else? I had a meeting with Mr. Finn Middleton today, who is the writer and one of the actors in this short film that I'm going to be directing with him in July. Yep. Mid-July. So that's 2 weeks after we do the music video.
Cool.
So it was really good meeting up with him. We get along really well, and we were just talking about the film, and we're sort of still workshopping the script.
Cool.
So yeah, we were just talking about the script. We want to just sort of, so the idea is about this hitman who he gets thrown into the game, like he takes someone out, but he wants to get out, and then he's given one more mission. He's forced into it, and he has to take out this drug dealer who's like a young guy who Finn is playing. So it sort of like challenges his ethics, and he just has to figure out how to get out of that predicament.
Yeah,
but
this is the first time I hear about the story as well, by the way.
Yeah. So I like the idea. The script was quite good, and it's his first script he's written as well.
He wrote it,
and it's very much like David Fincher vibes. I've watched a few different Hitman things recently, like Barry or Mr. In Between, which I absolutely love. And The Killer by David Fincher as well. So that's sort of my inspiration visually and tonally. But I think all those shows and films bring something different to the Hitman type of film that makes it not feel like melodrama.
Yep.
If you watch Barry, it's like there are these comedic moments, but then there's these really heavy moments as well, and it's just like this perfect dance between those two. If you watch The Killer, it's a good movie because of how methodical he is and how David Fincher's filmmaking amplifies that. And then if you watch Mr. In Between, it's so good because it's very like nonchalant in such an Aussie way, but the main character is just so charismatic and he's clever and witty, and it's just such a joy to watch him on screen. So I feel like each different property has its own thing that makes it unique, and me and Finn are sort of just workshopping it now to figure out how to make this film, you know, as different and as good as it can be, because I don't want it to just feel like any other generic sort of action drama film. Yeah. So
I have a question. What are you going to bring to the film?
Well, that's what we're trying to figure out. Whether it's through the filmmaking, I had one idea that I pitched to Finn. Well, it's either going to be something through the story, like have a particular twist that makes it different. I mean, I feel like that's kind of what Baron had at the end. But you don't want to always go for the twist ending. I had one suggestion where I said to Finn, we could make it that the two characters live within different genres, if that makes sense, because I had that idea with the previous film.
Yes.
But I also want to keep it quite short and simple. I don't want to overcomplicate it too much. Apart from that, like the only other projects really coming up is, I mean, this week me, Indy and Noah just going out to Wollongong and just shooting some footage.
The gong.
So I'm going to take my black magic, use my anamorphic lenses, like the Siri ones. I don't know how you pronounce it.
How much did they cost you?
They're cheap anamorphic, so they're not like true anamorphic, but you get like that flare. It's a little overpowering. It's like a blue flare. But they're only like, I don't know, like $500 each, give or take.
That's not that bad.
Yeah.
Cool.
So not bad at all.
Amazing.
But yeah, they just slip right on the black magic and go for
away you go.
Yeah, I just want to do more stuff for social media.
Like what Lockie started doing.
Yeah,
I like that little slice of life.
Yeah, little bits and pieces to remind people that you're alive.
Oh, I love it, mate.
You're not going to forget about me.
You're not going to forget about me. Nah, cool.
So,
yeah, sweet. So, gosh, what have we been doing? It's just been a lot of stressing, honestly.
Yeah.
Like we went and recce'd one house, and we were really close to locking it in, and then I said her husband got involved, and then basically she had a family emergency, which we don't know whether it was real or not, then stopped responding to us altogether. So that kind of sucks because the location was perfect. Then I had to just do a lot more research for more locations for the film. And it's just stressful because, like I said, once we lock in the location of the house, then we lock in literally everything else around it. Then I can rewrite the script to it. Not rewrite the script, but like just touch it up based on the spatial dynamics of whatever location we lock down. Then I can start the shot list. Then I can start storyboarding. Then I can start looking in all the other locations, locking dates. It's freaking annoying, man, how everything kind of relies on this. And it doesn't help that you're just waiting on people to get back to you. And like this always happens, bro. It's filmmaking, and no matter how many times it happens, it's still stressful. Still stressful every time. But we've got another thing that I'm stressing about is, so these places are all like an hour and a half to 2 hour drive, right? So if we do that, we are getting accommodation for everybody. But I stress out. I mean, I'm pretty confident that everybody that I got on the crew will be willing to make that drive as long as we have accommodation for them.
Yeah.
But that's what I'm stressing about, is telling them that it's like that bit of a drive away. But then, I don't know, maybe I'm just overstressing about it. But we found it. I try not to get excited about things, but we found like another one, and we're going to wreck here, I think, next Monday. It's in Kangaroo Valley, which is a bit of a fucking trek away, but it's got a lot of really good things that we're looking for, and even pieces of props that were found in their kind of photos on their like stays or whatever that we would have to source elsewhere, but they have them at the house, which is crazy. So fingers crossed that, and that place sleeps like 7 people. So it's like we chuck a bunch of people in there, get somewhere else, and we're sorted. So
are you gonna have accommodation for everyone, or is it just for the people? Just for
everyone.
Cool.
Yeah. If we're shooting that far away, then we have to kind of have it for everybody. So
it does perk up the budget though, doesn't it? I remember having to do that for Caliber.
It depends how much we get this house for, honestly. That's what we've been waiting on people to get back. And then Taha's just a super busy guy altogether. There's that. And then looking at like cars, we want to like rent out, because we have to have like this old car. And if you guys know anybody with just an old car, like an old looking car,
like a vintage kind of,
not even a vintage, just like fucking like old. You know, something that you wouldn't see from, I don't know, 2005 above.
Okay.
So just like a really old dingy car. Like it doesn't have to be anything vintage or anything. Just something like that. I mean, that's easy. I've looked at like rental prices and stuff. It's not that much to rent a car for like 2 days or whatnot. So that's another thing that we can't work out until we lock in this fucking location. So it's like, that's what we've been doing. I go up and down.
Sorry, when is the film set?
It's ambiguous.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's been. I keep going up and down with just my thoughts, just like towards the whole process. I'm like, oh, I'm really excited one day, and then the next day I'm stressed, and then I'm really excited the next day, and then I'm stressed, and then it all comes back to just like talking about the project and how good the story is, and then I get excited, but then I think of logistics, and then I get stressed.
Yeah. It's always like that.
Yeah. What else have we done? We filmed the crowdfunding video. We're starting funding on the 1st of June, which would be good. Yeah, that's another thing. Is just wondering how much money I'm going to have to put in.
Oh, did I tell you we're also crowdfunding for my film?
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
So we'll probably put that out within. We don't have much time left until the shoot. So
yeah, shit. Are we going to clash?
2 weeks or so, maybe. Yeah.
Yeah.
Probably.
No, the only thing I say is that
It'll be
it's
after
going to be hard because I don't want either of us to be disadvantaged.
Yeah.
That's the thing. Because it's like if you're crowdfunding the same time as me, there's 2 projects that are asking money from people, you know, and we have a very similar circle.
But it's also like I am directing it, but it's not my film in the same way that Baron was. You know what I mean? So you are right though. You do raise a good point.
But and I'm not. That's not me being selfish. I'm thinking about you guys as well
totally
and seeing
sense.
how that will go. But I feel like if you target it from kind of Fins.
Also Indies.
Oh shit! Yeah, fuck.
Oh my lord.
Anyways,
in this economy.
Yeah, well, it's
sorry,
alright. Well, I'm hoping that Taha pulls through with his side of things, because he has a lot of good connections, and he hasn't done this before. And I said this in the crowdfunding video.
Yeah, I've never done it before either. So.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Oh mate, you're fine then. Well, yeah, I said it even in the crowdfunding video. I'm like, look, this is my 3rd time. I'm crowdfunding, my 3rd and final time. Like, I've received a lot of generous and kind acts from everybody.
Yeah.
I come to you with my final kind of ask of favor, and Taha's first. So we'll see how that goes. Whatever we don't make, I'm gonna have to put in. So
yeah, that's just the way it is.
Yeah, that's the way it is, man.
It's the way it is.
But I think this is the last time I'm going to be able to do something like this, where I just put in my money for it.
Yeah, people are sick of you.
Yeah, really, man.
Is this the last movie you're going to make?
No, it'll be. Look, I'll probably end up putting more money, but it's like like me and Sarah plan to go to New York.
New York.
That's kind of put on hold by me because I want to see how much money I'm putting into this film.
Yeah,
first.
of course.
Because I had a certain amount which I've already raised. Like that I've already saved for myself. So we'll see how much we actually raise.
Yeah.
And what else I have to put in. So that's I think that's my progress with things.
Wonderful.
Yeah, and we'll get into the last segment.
Let's do it.
The seg. Alrighty, we have reached the last segment of the podcast. What are we doing today, Andy?
Obscure movie names. Basically, I'm just going to give you a random movie name, and you have to tell me if it's a real film or not.
So just true or false, huh?
Yeah.
Oh, real or fake? All right, let's do this. You're a bit tired, you motherfucker.
I'm like, what?
Mexican wrestling woman versus the Aztec mummy.
Yeah, I reckon that's a movie. That seems
that sounds
very
true.
too precise.
You're both wrong. It's fake.
Ah, really? All right.
Robin Hood versus samurai hordes.
Nah, it can't be.
Robin
Hood versus Samurai Horn.
There's a few Robin Hood movies.
Yeah.
But I don't know if he versus Samurai. What about that one with...
Samurai Horns?
Hordes.
Hordes. Yeah, nah.
What about that
What
one?
film title has hordes in it?
Taron Egerton, the one...
Yeah, no.
Where he plays Robin Hood.
Oh, that was just Robin Hood. It was just called Robin Hood.
But does he verse like samurai people in it?
Nah.
Okay.
Nah, yeah. There's no way the title has hordes. What kind of...
No, it's not the title. It's the subject of the movie, right? Or is this the title of the movie?
That's the title of the movie.
Oh.
Oh, Dan, mate. Go back to bed.
I never listened to you.
You're a melon.
Okay.
No, it's fake.
Oh, it's fake then, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's fake.
Okay, right.
Yeah.
Now I understand the game.
Yeah. Well. All right, as 1-0.
I thought it was like the
1-0.
subject of the movie. Okay.
Yeah.
Go on.
Attack of the Killer Sofa.
I'm going to say true.
I'm going to say
Some
true as well. But we're
C-grade
just
movie,
going
yeah.
to choose.
That's true. I've seen the movie.
Oh. Was it
Oh.
any good?
Yeah, it was banger.
like so bad that it's good kind of.
Yeah.
Attack of the Killer Sofa. What's it about?
It's about Killer Sofa.
Yeah, no,
Who would've
fair.
guessed?
Well, it's like some dude.
It's a parody movie?
He dies inside. I think he dies on the sofa, and then his soul possesses it.
Oh.
And then there's also another guy who's hiding inside the sofa,
Yeah, right.
and he's murdering
What
people.
the hell,
it's
man?
a banger movie. I highly recommend.
Bro, how are you guys
my
wearing jumpers?
Built different.
Yeah, fair. All right, cool. What's next?
The killer who was afraid of the dark.
No, false.
I'm gonna say true.
Fake.
you're just not. You just don't want to be here. Look at you, mate. All right, yeah. What's next?
Hitler meets Christ.
Okay. I think that's actually true.
I'd say true.
Yeah.
And if so, I need to watch
I
it.
think I've heard of it.
It's real.
Oh
Yeah.
my god. Have you seen it?
No.
Oh, I need to watch
I
that.
saw it. I'm like, that's going on my list.
Oh my
Yeah.
god,
Wow.
Hitler meets Christ. I wonder what the inciting incident of that is. Man.
Oh man.
I don't even want to know.
They
Sorry, what's
meet-
this?
And in what context do they meet each other?
Mad.
It's got to
eh?
be on Earth. They can't
Nah.
be any other place that they
Oh,
meet
yeah, I
each
was
other.
They weren't alive at the same time. Wait, were they? No. Okay, that's a stupid question.
that.
Yeah, sorry, man. All right, what's the next one?
Oh my lord.
Killer Cats Save Manhattan.
Spider cats take Manhattan.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna say true.
No, I'm gonna say false.
It's false.
Oh, what the hell? Next one, Dune 2. Fake.
The ghost in the invisible bikini.
Oh,
Oh yeah. Sounds like a you film.
Is
man,
it true?
honestly. No, wait.
Right,
I'm
no,
gonna wait. The Ghost in the Invisible Bikini. Nah, false.
It's true.
Oh, who's that starring? Yeah, is it Invisible?
Pamela Anderson.
Yeah, is it starring the Invisible Man? No. Okay, never fucking mind. That was all right. Fuck. That was a tragedy.
Hollywood chainsaw hookers.
Yo.
I'm gonna say false.
This is like these titles. If you were living in like the 70s, bunch of these I reckon would be coming out
Yeah,
all the time.
Big time.
Was this one? Sorry, the hookers. What did you say? The chainsaw hookers.
Hollywood chainsaw hookers.
Yeah. False.
What did you say?
I said false as well.
Wrong. It's real.
Oh.
Whoa. The chainsaw hookers, huh? Yeah, fair enough. Hollywood as well. What
What-
year was that? Do you know?
No clue.
Yeah. Okay. Fair.
Lesbian ninjas battle royale.
Oh yes, the good old lesbian ninjas battle royale.
But,
I've
so it's
heard of
it's
that.
battle royale, but it's the
That
lesbian
won-
ninja edition.
Did that win an Oscar? For
Not
best
to be
writing?
confused with the normal battle royale.
That won an Oscar. No, it didn't. Oh shit! Sorry, that's fake. Absolutely fake. There's
feel like
no
it's
way
real.
that is real.
It's fake.
Yeah, no way in the world.
Well, some of these others are pretty far fetched.
Yeah,
the
right.
killer sofa. Come on.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, fair enough. All right, what's next?
The English man who went up a hill but came down a mountain.
Nah, that's over. The title's overcompensating. I reckon you've made it up.
I'm gonna say true.
Absolutely false.
It's true.
Oh.
You're kidding me. How the hell would that do in marketing?
Oh mate.
It would just
I
be
want to.
like-
I want to hear the box office numbers for these.
I want to hear the synopsis for these.
I feel like they're straight to streaming.
Straight to DVD. Yeah, straight to streaming in the 70s. You reckon?
You're assuming they're not new movies. They could be.
There is absolutely no way these are new movies.
You'd
How
be
do you know?
surprised with some movies
Really?
that come out these days.
Oh,
Yeah, you just don't
fair
hear about
enough.
them.
All right, what's the next?
The Asian turtle crisis.
Ooh. Now, okay, let's break this down. Turtles in Asia. Do
Are they
you,
real?
when you think of Asia, do you think of turtles?
It's not the first thing that
No,
comes
it's
to
not.
mind, but it
You
doesn't mean that they're not there.
Yeah, but like, do you? I don't think I've ever heard of a.
But
Like,
maybe this
people
movie
bringing up
aims
turtles
to
in
share
Asia.
light on the turtle crisis. In
I think it's fake because I don't think there are a lot of turtles in Asia.
I'm gonna
Or
say real.
actually, maybe there is.
what is it?
It's real.
Hey, is it a documentary?
I don't know.
The Asian turtles, huh? Okay.
Wowee.
Asian turtle crisis, was that what it was? Oh, maybe that's why there's not a lot of turtles. There's a documentary about it. Okay, yeah. What's next?
The man who loved cat dancing.
Fake.
I think that you have seen a reel of a cat dancing and you've gone, that would make a good title. Fake.
Wrong. It's real.
Oh,
Bro, I'm just. What did you do?
I said fake as well.
Ah, okay. What's the score now?
6 to both of you.
Ooh, okay. First to
should we
10.
do- Okay.
I've got
Alright, let's go.
quite a few more.
Let's go.
Okay.
Attack of the Killer Tomatoes.
I think that one's real.
True. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well done. How do we know that was true straight away?
I just feel like I've heard of that.
Yeah, me too, eh?
Revenge of the Middle-Aged Woman.
I think that's also
I
true.
hope this one's true.
Yeah, true.
That one's true.
Oh, fuck, we're both on 8. It's supposed to 10.
Dog dies in hot cars.
Oh no.
Dog dies in hot cars.
Oh, I hope it's fake.
Okay, see, I think this is real, and I'll tell you why. So, can you say that again?
Dogs die in hot cars.
Dogs die in hot cars. Okay, I thought it was dog die in hot cars. But dogs die in hot cars.
This changes things.
This does. Yeah, it's got to be false.
What'd you say?
I said false, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're both right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If it was dog die in hot cars, different story.
True.
All right, what's next?
Surf Nazis must die.
Surf
Now that
Nazis.
seems like a very interesting movie. Surf Nazis must die. Like, what? All right, if you could give me a synopsis, right? You're imagining the title. What would the movie be about?
A bunch of Nazis that like to surf.
But they must die.
Yeah.
Do you reckon there's a hitman or something trying to take them out? Surf Nazis. That's
Either
so
that or
precise.
it's like the movie's just about something that has nothing to do with the title.
Surf Nazis
I
must
could see
die.
that being a possibility.
No,
too.
it's got to be fake.
Like it's about some teenager that hates his life in high school or something. Like some coming of age movie.
coming of age
Yeah.
for Nazis.
No, but you know what? How some movies have titles that has no correlation to what the actual movie is.
Like what?
Let me try and think of an example.
Oh.
I can't think of one. My mind is suddenly blank.
All right, wait. Surf Nazis must die. False or fake? Sorry, what? False or fake or true?
Blade Runner.
Oh yeah, okay.
Wait. Do the other robots called Blade Runners in Blade
No,
Runner?
I don't know. I think they're called replicants.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So why is it called Blade Runner? It's just like a science
That's it,
fiction
yeah.
sounding name.
Okay, well in that case, I'm gonna say false. No, wait, I change it. True.
What was yours?
I'll say false.
It's real.
No way! No. Hold on. I'm getting the synopsis up for this one. Hold on. Surf
actually, I would like to
Nazis
hear it.
must die. Alrighty. So it was made in 1987
Whoa.
when the son of a gun-wielding woman is murdered by neo-Nazi surfers in a post-apocalyptic future. His mother hunts them down to extract her bloodthirsty revenge.
See, that's what I would have guessed.
That is crazy.
Sounds banger.
Mate, that is
It actually does sound kind
17
of good.
17% Rotten Tomatoes. Okay, cool. What's the score?
It's 10.
Oh, you
9.
won.
Oh, did I win?
Yeah.
I've got 10 more if you want to keep going.
I think
No,
we'll
I
leave
think
it there
that's
for
alright.
them. Just read them out.
Yeah.
All right. Santa Claus conquers the Martians.
Was that fake or real?
I think that's
that was
real, right?
real.
Yep.
Fat guy goes nutsoid.
Yep.
That's real.
Real.
Billy the Kid versus Dracula.
Okay.
It's real.
Real.
Night of the day of the dawn of the son of the bride of the return of the revenge of the
This
terror
is
of the
the-
attack of
this
the
is the
evil
prequel
mutant,
to-
hellbound flesh-eating subhuman
good, very bad
zombified
day.
living dead part 3.
It's the prequel to Rise of the Planet of the Dawn of the Apes.
Yes. Nah, fair enough.
That one was real. I'm pretty sure there's like 6 parts to it.
Holy
What
shit.
the heck?
Yeah.
Me and my invisible genie.
See, you wouldn't get these kind of movies nowadays, I don't reckon. They just
No, you
like-
do. They
I
just,
find plenty of these.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know you do. I see your letterbox.
Yeah.
I think they
fair.
create them to be bad on purpose because there's a market for that.
Is there?
Or do you think there are people who like make these movies genuinely thinking they're going to be really good? I feel like they
No
make them to be
idea.
bad on
The-
purpose.
Maybe in
there's-
America, because
there's a
we see
market of people.
none.
Yeah.
We see none over here, man. We're lucky we got Winnie
I
the
think
Pooh.
they're there, man. You
Blood
just
and
don't
Honey.
look for them. You only watch what's like.
No,
at
really.
the
I
cinema.
check. I check all the sessions always. Like
No,
every
I don't
week.
mean at event cinemas
Oh,
though.
you
But
mean
there's
at
more
other
movies
ones.
that get
Yeah, for
released
sure.
that it's
Okay,
not.
yeah, I get that. Yeah. Okay. Was that about it?
No, there's a few more.
Okay, read them.
Deathbed, the bed that eats. That one's real.
Nice.
It's real.
What the heck? Is that about a
Oh.
snake? Kill a snake
no,
or something?
it actually had a really interesting plot, but I don't remember it.
Damn. Okay.
Oh, crazy. Alrighty.
Wait, how many S's?
6, I think.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
right. Ominous.
it's a sequel with 7 S's. You know, these
Yeah,
jokes
each
just,
one has a
yeah.
difference.
There you go. Alrighty, what are we saying, Dan?
We're tying a little bow in this episode.
Sweet as. If you guys want to catch us on YouTube, Spotify, wherever you get your podcast, The Pre-Production Meeting, The Pre-Prod Pod on Instagram and TikTok. And we'll see you next week.
Thanks, people.
Bye.